What's poppin', world? I wasn't gonna do this video tonight. I was actually gonna wait in the morning. But I gotta just get it off my chest, man. So I'm fresh off my 14-hour shift. Now sitting down for my 10-hour reset before I wake up in the morning and head up out the great state of California. So if y'all new to the channel, y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Y'all read the title. Let's get straight right into it. So I got one of these, y'all. What is this? A driver's examination report. You know what this is from, right? From the motherfucking way station. Right? So long story short, I'm leaving out of Stockton, California, and I gotta make my way over to Arizona in Phoenix, right? So I'm coming down towards LA, and y'all know, if y'all been to California driving as a CDLA truck driver in California, this is one of the, if not the most regulated fucking state in America. And I've drove in here a lot of different times, not too many times, but enough times to kind of feel like I know what I'm doing. But this was the very first time that I've actually had a level 1 DOT inspection over at the fucking weigh station, right? So check this out. So if y'all been truck driving, y'all seen on the trailers, especially if y'all rookie truck drivers, it's this big ass arrow pointing down towards the end of the trailer, and it's called the California hole. The California hole is a 40-foot regulation between the back tire of your tandem, the second tire, the one that's in the rear, and somewhere towards the front of the trailer, right? 40 feet. Anything exceeds outside of that, they're gonna give you one of these right here. Not only just the report, but the violation that's on the report, right? So yeah, now y'all can see why I'm kind of charged up right now, right? But disclaimer, I'll take accountability, right? When I got to the customer, I slid the tandems back in order to be able to allow the shipper to be able to drop their stuff inside this trailer right here I got behind me. And I slid the tandems back forward, but I didn't slide them far enough. That's fair, right? So this is just a disclaimer for those that's never driven through California and y'all sit up there and y'all had the nice life, right? This is all y'all gonna have to face when y'all go through this level 1 inspection. Now, I'm not sure about level 2, level 3, so on and so forth, and it might get more strenuous and severe, but I'm just only gonna speak on my experience with this, right? First and foremost, you gotta have your bill of lading. Second, obviously your driver's license. Third, your ELD, your motherfucking truck driver log. And fourth, which is the truck registration. Now here's the crazy thing, right? These are the things, and I'm just putting this video out. Yeah, I'm pissed off about getting this motherfucking warning, because it's gonna affect my CSA score, but whatever, come along with the game. But I'm really making this video just as for those that haven't went through an actual inspection, what to be looking for. Make sure your motherfucking logs is on point. So pre-trip, post-trip, yard move, sleeper berth, off-duty, on-duty, drive time. Make sure all that shit, make sure all your clocks are syncing up together, and making sure that when you're sitting up there, you punching in your post-trip and your pre-trips, that you're saving the status of the duration of time within that log. Don't just check the box and move on, right? DVIRs, make sure you got them motherfuckers punched in, because they might be looking for them bitches if there's something wrong with this truck and they start to go through them logs and they seeing that motherfucker falsified and you just punching in some shit. and you wasn't on top of it to make sure that that shit is compliant and aligned to what's actually going on with your equipment, right? They checking tires. They checking brakes. Make sure the motherfucking tires is on point. Make sure you do your brake test. They taking the air brakes and your regular brakes, right? And yeah, they checking your tandems, making sure your tandems is right. And you know, this is my only gripe about my experience going through this weigh station, right? So after I pull in, they do the full inspection. Dude says, hey, look, stuff checked out. You truck pass, pull out the bay, go ahead, park it to the side, go back in there. They're gonna have you readjust your tandems, and then they're gonna have you go through the weigh station one more time to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed in your load. Then you're gonna park it off to the side, and then you're gonna go talk to the officers in the office, and then you're gonna get your ID back. You know, make sure you bring your bill of lading. I'm just using this hypothetical. Bill of lading, your motherfucking your trucker electronic log, your ID, and then, you know, your registration and shit, right? So I get all that shit worked out. I'm readjusting, boom. Pull it through the weigh station, everything good. I go back in. Now let's get to the part where this motherfucker had me fucked up. So I go in the office, and so he walks up to me. He's like, yeah, so everything checks out. How long you been truck driving for? I'm like, man, 7 months. You feel me? He's like, well, you know, we're only gonna just give you a warning. You know, you have a violation for this, and I'm gonna give you this little slip and this and that. This is my problem with Officer Bitch. If this motherfucker name is on this shit, I should have got his fucking name. But we gonna just call him Officer Bitch nigga. And I don't even give a fuck if this video get demonetized. I'm not pissed off about it. Why the fuck are you asking about my experience? If you already got this motherfucking citation punched up as if you're acquiring, as if it's gonna make or break your decision on, or your judgment on what you should go about the situation, and you already went out your way to sit up there and make your decision, right? So, long story short, my personal experience and feelings aside, this video is just making sure that if y'all driving in California, now anywhere else, I expect y'all to still be on y'all shit. But here specifically, I'm gonna run through it again. ELD, logs, making sure no violations, not going over your clock, making sure your 30-minute breaks is good, making sure post-trip, pre-trip, punching in, saving activities, making sure everything's immaculate, DVIRs on point. If you sitting up there pulling empties and things of that nature, make sure your tires is on point, make sure your brakes is on point, make sure that your lights is on point on the trailer and on your tractor, because you can get a fine or a violation and you're going to be held liable over it, because you're the professional and you're the person that's supposed to be on top of this, right? They're not going to hold the company liable for none of this shit. And that's why I'm so charged up about this, because yeah, I'm pissed off about what happened, but realistically, this is probably a slap on the wrist. It could have been a lot worse, right? And I just say all that to say is that California, it's like that. It's not nothing to sit up there and downplay and be like, oh, you know, Cali. Hey, look, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not trying to scare y'all. I'm not trying to put fear in y'all. If y'all handling y'all business, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. And most of the time, I'm not even going to sit up there and say that every single weigh station you're going to be brought in for an inspection, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it may go so far as 1 out of 20. It might be a 5% chance you might get brought in there. But that time, that 5%, once it hit, you gotta be ready. This is gonna happen when you least expect it. You're gonna be sitting up there cruising, like thinking it's just another, you know, just riding through the weigh station. They're gonna call your ass in there and you better be on point. You better make sure your registration is fine. You better make sure you know how to get to your logs. You better make sure that you got your ID on you and your bill of lading. You missing any one of those, you send up there, you asking for problems. You don't know how to work the equipment, as far as they're going to ask you to hit your high beams, your motherfucking signals. You feel me? They're going to ask you to hit your brake lights. They're going to do a brake test. They're going to inspect the vehicle. And like I said, level 1 to me sounds like the least level, because they didn't ask me to pop open the engine and, you know, do an entire real thorough pre-trip. They just told me to sit up inside the vehicle, and they was going to do most of the heavy lifting with that. So that's all I got to say, man. Truckers or people that's experienced this, y'all can comment, leave thoughts below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video. More videos on the way. I'm up out of here.